Episode 9 is set to end the Skywalker saga and the sequel trilogy itself by writer and director J.J. Abrams. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that a lot of fans are really looking forward to seeing in this movie are, of course, the many different worlds, characters, and of course, characters that will actually have connections to the legacy ones as well as the sequel ones. Now, we do know that J.J. Abrams is currently very much hard at work right now during the final weeks of filming for Episode 9 as we move all the way into the month of February, which is actually slated to be the final month of principal photography for this movie. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. Now, you guys may have actually heard about what's been going on today. Some leaked photographs surfaced on the internet, specifically from Instagram. If you guys want to go ahead and check out those leaked photographs, go ahead and check them out below in the description. I deeply do apologize not for including them in the video, just being cautious. Very intriguing images, I gotta say. It basically gives us our first look at one of the new worlds of Episode 9. In fact, perhaps maybe even two of the new worlds. So we've been hearing so much about this new snowy and wood-like planet. We have a lot of different worlds coming into play here for Episode 9. So there's a foresty world, there's a snowy world, we also have a world that has a lot of rock formations, a grassy world. I mean, this movie's gonna have the most planets out of every single Star Wars film in history, even outnumbering the one seen in Revenge of the Sith. So this one in particular, we do know that this one has a connection to the water fight that we've been hearing about for so long now. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but there is a battle sequence involving the stormtroopers going up against resistance fighters in knee-high water. So basically, we're going to have also a swamp world coming into play. So you can only imagine what J.J. Abrams is trying to do with this movie as far as giving us so many different experiences from start to finish of this film. And it has been said before in the past that this movie is a big movie. In fact, the biggest Star Wars film to date. And that doesn't necessarily mean, you know, screen time wise. It just means how much stuff is going to be thrown into this film and the scale of it all, you know, how magical it's really going to feel. So I also want to go over the structures that are seen in the leaked photographs below in the description. By the way, guys, it's a collage. You hit the little arrow on the left and right, you can go through the images. There's multiple ones of them. And there's this castle-like structure with a lot of rubble. Now, I believe that that is the same exact castle that we heard about, where Adam Driver and some extras dressed as the Knights of Ren will actually be pretty much, you know, killing and slaughtering a lot of resistance fighters using lightsabers and other primitive weapons as well. So with that being said, I believe that this is the same castle structure that we've been hearing about for the past month or so now, and you can see that actual castle structure below in the description. It's a very interesting piece for sure. Now, keep in mind, there's also a world that involves a snowy world with a lot of, you know, woods, a lot of forests. And if you think about it this way, this is almost like Starkiller Base now, isn't it? If you look at Starkiller Base, that was also a snowy world with a lot of, you know, foresty environments around, and it seems as though that we are getting similar environments coming back into play here for Episode 9. Now, this most definitely and probably does connect to the major lightsaber duel sequence that we have been hearing about for so very long. There is a sequence involving both Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley, where they will also be fighting briefly throughout a couple of, you know, forest locations. So we do know that this lightsaber is going to pretty much, you know, transition from location to location, different environments, kind of like what they did in Revenge of the Sith between both Anakin and Obi-Wan. So what we have actually been learning so much about is how J.J. Abrams is very ambitious about this lightsaber duel and these battle sequences to come in Episode 9. He really wants to provide something very unique and new for the audience members going ahead and seeing this movie come December of this year. So what do you guys think about these leaked photographs so far below? I think that they are rather interesting, getting our first look at these new worlds of Episode 9 and what we can expect to see on the big screen. Again, you know, it seems as though that we got a a first look at just two of the new worlds in Episode 9. Now, the foresty one has to do with either the lightsaber duel between both Kylo and Rey, and also the battle sequence between the Resistance and, of course, the First Order. See, we're going from planet to planet, we're going from the Outer Rim to the Mid-Rim to the unknown regions, and I think that's what's going to be so special about this movie, is that we're going to see these planets that we have never seen before, you know, in the Star Wars universe, as well as returning to some of the iconic ones, like Tatooine. You know, there's a lot of word that Tatooine is coming back into the mix here for Episode 9, because one of the descriptions went over how Daisy Ridley as Rey is staring into a binary sunset. I think that's pretty much a dead giveaway that she is back on the planet of Tatooine. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.